The Boston Celtics at 36-19.
Let's go.
Michael McDonald do the Pat Frayer, Michael Smith, our officiating crew here tonight. Luka Donic, the leading first quarter scorer in the NBA. On a step away, Jay can't hit it.
Well, this is going to be something interesting if Joe Mazzulla is going to be in a drop situation on Luka Donic. Keita was all the way in the paint. There's a throw ahead to LeBron James to get the scoring started here for the Lakers.
Leading the NBA in fast break points, LeBron James has the first deuce. Back the other way, the Celtics come in second in the league in offensive rating, 8th in defensive rating, but they're dead last in pace. It's been a big change for Joe Mazzulla this year, hoping to get the margins a little bit shorter on his side as White comes up short. LeBron James, 13 points, 11 assists. He was a question mark going into that game against the Clippers because of a knee, and he pushes one home. He's got all 4.
He's starting early, being very aggressive, and I saw LeBron take the matchup with Brown the very first possession, and now they're throwing a bunch of different looks at him.
Sharman stumbled. They've been bringing Peyton Pritchard off the bench, 4-0 with this starting unit. Jaylen Brown throws up an air ball. Saved by Keita, through the legs of Ayton, and they reset the shot clock. LeBron puts the 2 hands in the air. They're going to have to change the clock, and that's where we're going to be. So it definitely shouldn't have been a shot clock violation, but it felt like it should have been less than 14, unless they felt like it should have grazed the rim, which it didn't appear to do so. Meanwhile, Celtics looking to take advantage. That's a 3-ball for Sharman.
That's been part of the growth of Jaylen Brown. We know about the scoring, the rebounding, the defense, but the assists, being able to collapse the defense and find his shooters.
Reeves can't respond. All right, let's clean that up. They called a foul on DeAndre Ayton, so that's why they reset it to 14. And they continued with that call, leading to the Sharman 3. Because Jaylen Brown is leading the NBA in field goal attempts, but he can't get that one to go. James back the other way, averaging 22.7 assists, 6 rebounds per game. Bully ball for Ayton, but he can't finish. Tips it back home.
Even the timing of LeBron's pass right there, he just backed the dribble out just enough to make the defender have to help enough to give Ayton that angle to get the shot.
Keita right down the middle.
Woo! Talk about parting the Red Sea.
Portugal got ups like that. Full takeoff in downtown LA as Reeves quiets it back. How about the continued improvement for Neemias Queta this year? Joe Mazzulla said the biggest thing for him, being an everyday center, which he hadn't done for the first several years of his NBA career, is understanding that you have to produce every single night. There's an expectation that comes with being that starting guy, and he has brought it on both ends of the floor this season. On the fader, it's Doncic.
I mean, that's as good a defense one-on-one. If you're Shireman, you can play against Luka, and still that's not enough.
Brown with the adjustment.
And that's how Brown's going to have to score right now. The Lakers are throwing zone. They're throwing different defenders right before the defense sets up.
Reeves can't finish. So Boston getting a little bit more of a groove now. 3 of 8 from the floor. Brown, leave it. Hauser, extra, push shot goes.
When you go for a steal at half court, and you don't get the steal, you put your defense in peril right there. Luka tries to go for the steal, doesn't get it, and now you're in scramble mode.
This is a Laker team that's 24th in the NBA in defensive rating. Their offense has proven to be one of the most prolific when it's rolling, and that's why Luka Donic finds the bottom. Hauser, always dangerous on the outside. Reset comes for White. Jaylen Brown was adamant that he believed Derek White should have been an all-star this year with the way that he's played in a much larger role for the Celtics, averaging 17.1 points per game. Hauser, quick trigger, half the 3.
That's going to be something to watch here in this game. The Lakers, really the month of February, the last 8 ball games, they're only averaging about 11 3-pointers made, whereas the Celtics, they average about 15 or 16. With James, 6 early points here in this first quarter.
Do you guys like points? Do you like points? Because it feels like we have a lot of points.
Oh, we do.
We got buckets over here, though. I don't know if you knew.
This is just a straight bucket, including this guy. They leave him alone momentarily. Now a reset with Keita. Always in control. LeBron, dance.
Is he cool?
There it is. Can't get the bucket. And the rebound to Hauser. Boston so far 4 assists on 5 made field goals. The Lakers just 2 assists. Hauser, he is dangerous from behind the arc. Champion Dodgers, Thursday, March 26th, only on NBC and Peacock. Changes already on both sides with Pritchard and Vucevic in for Boston. LaRavia and Hayes the same for the Lakers. Doncic caught up and missed it. Vucevic had it ripped away and LaRavia saves it. Second chance taken away. Jaylen Brown with a free run to the rim.
Reeves just telegraphed that pass right to Brown.
LeBron bounce. Jackson Hayes gets it right back.
That's the kind of dunks we were looking for in the dunk contest there, guys, from Jackson Hayes.
He's showing that he can get upstairs. And midway through this first quarter, we're all even. Pritchard has turned into an inferno since coming back to a bench role. Joe Mazzulla says he's comfortable there. He just knows what the game needs. So does this guy, Jaylen Brown, on the push away.
He looks comfortable everywhere. Everywhere is a comfortable spot for him. Most great players have kill spots. He can do it anywhere right now.
But I loved what Joe Mazzulla said to us. You guys were asking about his mental makeup this year and how it's changed as Reeves comes up short. Understanding what the game needs. So we saw him get a triple-double against the Warriors, and then Reggie said, but, you know, a game like this, he might need to take over. He goes, no, he can do that too. He has no issue doing whatever the game requires him to do as he turns it over. Arabia fills the lane, and he banks it on.
Both of these teams are not great in terms of transition points, but I feel who can ever win those tonight, because they both don't like to run. But if you can get easy ones.
As mentioned, the Celtics last in the league in pace. The Lakers are 20th in that category. Brown just trying to force the issue, and it's out of bounds to the Lakers
For the easy finish.
And the Celtics are sending a clear message. Whoever brings the ball up, they're going to pressure. It was Luka, he's pressuring. When Reeves brought it up, Peyton Pritchard pressured as soon as he got in the game. They're a defensive team first.
A.J. Redick going to go a little bit extended into the bench as Doncic is going to get to the free throw line. Take it. Go ahead.
You can't.
And Doncic leading the NBA in free throw attempts per game. The Boston Celtics come in. That's one of the main differentiators between these two teams. As Doncic has an empty-handed trip. But that shot distance, considering how many threes Joe Mazzulla likes to take, certainly not a shot.
I think that number may come down, too, with the addition of Vucevic because of his ability to do that. Right now, you got a guy who can play with his back to the basket. I know he can shoot threes as well, but he's pretty good with his back to the basket.
And that gives him more space as well. You have all the shooting around him, right? Like he gets a chance to work with no help defense.
Doncic, money.
And look at Luka, look.
And having words to the rookie, Gonzalez. There's a little history there between them two, right, Noah?
A little bit. Hugo Gonzalez played for Real Madrid, was from the Madrid area, grew up while Luka Doncic was a member of that program, and said that everybody his age, Hugo's age, as Pritchard can't respond with a three, looked up to Luka like a godlike figure. He would come and speak to the team the last couple of years, once or twice a year, so they've gotten to know each other a little bit as Kennard drills another one from the outside.
What I like about that, no hesitation there by Luke Kennard.
All here to take in the action between the Celtics and the Lakers, one of the great rivalries, as we saw one of the great rivalries in Olympic memory with the U.S. and Canada earlier today. I know, Reggie, you were up and locked in for that gold medal hockey game. A huge congrats.
The Hughes brothers.
What a finish to that one. What a finish to the Olympics over the last week or so.
Yes.
Alyssa Liu coming back with gold. Michaela Schifrin getting it done again. On the bounce, knocked away by Vucevic. Brown's back on the floor for Boston. Out there with Hauser, White, Vucevic, and Pritchard. Brown trying to weave his way through, and a foul's going to be called on the floor. Reeves and Vanderbilt were doing everything they could. Well, this was to our NBC family for producing nothing but outstanding and riveting television for the last 2 weeks. Brown fend off. No. Vucevic trying to swipe at it, and Hachimura couldn't claim it. Vanderbilt does. Well, this is a Laker lineup without Doncic. It's going to be Reeves, Smart, James, Hachimura, and Vanderbilt. LeBron James. Lakers have gone cold after that hot start. They had a really hot start in the first quarter a couple nights ago against the Clippers, trying to find that same offensive ceiling that they had in that one. Pritchard against Rui. Bounce it. Hauser's already hit a couple of threes. It's a two-man game, knocked away by Hachimura. 3 to shoot. Pritchard's going to have to make it happen. Oh, fire from the logo.
Peyton Pritchard cans one from deep.
Yes, he did. He had Rui slide to the left, slide to the right.
Wow.
Nice.
Maybe it's just something with him and buzzers. I don't know. When the buzzer is near, he is at his greatest. 8 to shoot now for Hachimura on the outside. Jab on Hauser. Makes his move with 4. Spins, double, Smart, the former Celtic. Can't hit the 3. Over the top, Vanderbilt. Second chance for Reeves. Already 5 rebounds in 4 minutes off the bench for Jared Vanderbilt. But the Celtics feel like they can take some control here early in the second. And then Vanderbilt, that's going to be a foul on Pritchard.
He told me as a competitor, he's always looking for motivation, and everyone else's opinions just add fuel to the fire. And whatever the process is for these Celtics, it's working.
Well, guys, it feels like anybody who has a chip on their shoulder at the highest form of athletics, that generally does you good. Not always, but certainly in the case of the Celtics this year, we've seen it from guys like Pritchard and White and Queta and Hauser and so many others. And Brown is going to be fouled by his former teammate Marcus Smart.
But I think the big storyline, especially in this second half, going forward, is he going to come back at some point this season? I mean, that's a lot of the chatter here. This Celtics team right now currently sitting second in the Eastern Conference.
James puts the head down, can't score. And a foul is going to be called on Ayton on the bump against White. LeBron started the game 3 for 3. He's missed his last 4. Well, Reg, we did see a little bit of a preview of, and it is as much mental as it is physical for Tatum and for the rest of this team. He's been very open on the fact that this team has played incredibly well without him. Jaylen Brown has blossomed into an MVP candidate. As White comes up short, he has to fit into that, not the other way around.
Agree 100%. And the way that Jaylen Brown has been playing as the de facto leader of this team, that's definitely going to be a dynamic to watch as Vanderbilt knocks down one of those corner threes.
And now look what Vanderbilt's doing. He's denying Peyton Pritchard. He's using his energy there. And you look at Brown and Smart. Think about the one-on-ones they've had in practice for so many years. Ain't no tendencies, and that's why Brown is trying to set screens to get Smart off of him.
Works this time. Smart attacks to Hauser. That means that Ayton has Brown on the outside instead.
Straight cash. Peyton Pritchard. That was nasty.
And a steal for Brown. Off to the races against James. Stop. Wait. Brown. Attack. Inside. Queta had it knocked out of bounds by Vanderbilt.
Well, you're used to doing this, be able to throw him down like that.
So he made the logo bomb at the end of that shot clock, and that step back, a couple of major highlights, but a turnover here for Boston. Queta is down.
He got kneed in the head.
Queta is still down. Brown late to recover. Ayton can't finish it. Pritchard trying to claim it. He does on the ground. Bounces it for Sharman. Queta's back on his feet. Now Brown attacks. And Brown, with a lot of contact, is going to the free throw line. It looked like 78% on the season. Puts his team back up by 2. He's got 7. Foul on Marcus Smart. He wouldn't stop. Michael Smith gave him some leeway, but he just kept going. And finally, the 33rd season veteran official.
And it looked like
whistle.
Marcus Smart had stated his piece, walked away a little bit, but he came back.
He's still frustrated.
Wanted to finish the conversation. The official, Michael Smith, had had enough.
But Brown doesn't hit on that one.
Technical. Active.
2 for 4. So essentially, it was as if he just made his 2 free throws from the foul.
A lot more emotion involved in this game now, though.
Look at the point of picking up defensively. Another steal, the third by Brown here.
Shireman on the perfect feed from Brown, and a timeout call by J.J. Redick. 7-0.
For the skyhook. His memory so sharp. I said, all right, coach, all the championships, which one challenged you the most? He said 1985 because I messed up in 84 and I had to prove myself. Also, for those who didn't know, he was on our NBC team for one season, but between the Lakers and the Knicks, believe it or not, he said, hey, I got nervous for TV. Game recognizes game.
Well, let's not forget, Zora, he did also start in broadcasting with the Lakers before eventually deciding that he was going to join the coaching staff and then work his way up. I love that the statue has him in the Armani shoot, by the way, which wouldn't have it any other way. Doncic on the other end, back out there, and letting it fly, comes up short. Pritchard, Shireman, Queta, Hauser, and Jaylen Brown. Pritchard stop on a dime. Shireman's three. And the rebound falls to Kennard. Past the midway point of the second quarter, the Lakers down to 42% from the floor, 4 of 9 from 3. Reeves thought he got hit, comes up short.
And those are tough shots right there from the standpoint that rear view contest always bothers you, always thinking about it. Even if it doesn't block it, you know it's there.
He wants to take Luka.
Good defense by Luka. Now it's Brown on Smart, carving a path, and he'll get 2 free throws.
Well, Jaylen Brown, you're going to need that challenge in the second half.
Get one more free throw, and he's in double figures now with 10. 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals for Jaylen Brown.
Importantly, 6 free throw attempts here in this first half.
This is the man that leads the NBA in that category. Going right at the rookie once again. Couple of bumps, got the contact, and now he'll shoot 2.
But even now,
take a look at the upcoming national TV schedule as Doncic is up to 11 points. NBA TV tonight, Magic at Clippers at 9. More on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app.
Man, what a comeback by New York last night versus Houston. 18 points down in the fourth, and really their defense got them back. Say, Alvarado.
That felt like an Alvarado type of play from LaRavia right there.
Good defense, because he had a dunk.
Doncic got a good screen, got a good 3. He was arguing he should have been foul call as well, and as a result, he got slept.
That's right, because he was arguing on the floor. An easy layup there by Gonzalez at the other end. If Doncic gets up off the floor and runs back, there's no way then Gonzalez gets that easy lay-in.
Hugo's talked about the biggest difference. Oh, they left him alone this time.
Short.
Another leak out for Gonzalez. He thinks the game so well. Said that's been the biggest thing that he took away from EuroLeague is it's the most cerebral game in the world as Queta gets an easy deuce inside.
And right there, Kennard was supposed to be the low man where he's supposed to tag and help and be the last line of defense. He wasn't there because he had a shooter and tested the Celtics trust. The Lakers trust, excuse me.
Off the screen, Doncic is fouled by Brown. And 14 points and 2 assists in 13 minutes. With Vanderbilt and Hayes, although Hayes has only played 5 minutes. Keep an eye on him. Handoff Pritchard, drive and kick. 12 to shoot for White. On the attack, spray it out. Extra goes to White. And Brown missed it short. Back outside, Derek White's 3. Too strong.
One more pass to his right there for Derek White. You had Pritchard wide open.
They had Kennard wide open, and Hachimura can't cash in on the other side.
They're already 6 rebounds here.
White on the attack. Goes right at Ayton for 2. (46-41). The Celtics shooting 49% from the floor, just 5 of 15 from 3. Luka Donic. That is throwback.
So those are the easy points Luka gets that doesn't take energy. He can do that all day. You want to make it a little bit tougher for him. Derek White's a great defender, but Luka got right where he needed to get the easy bucket.
Brown directing traffic. Pritchard, cross, dancing on Doncic, gives it up. It's a three, and it's good for Derek White. Lakers have wasted no time trying to get into their offense. Now it's James who has the switch on Pritchard. Gonzalez staying tight to Doncic, so we'll give it to James in the post. LeBron double comes. Pull up pop. It's Hachimura short.
Good scrambling defense there by Boston out of that double team.
Jaylen Brown is fouled.
Has he lived in the paint in this first half?
More balanced attack, 3 in double figures for the Celtics. 13 for Brown, 11 for Pritchard, 10 for Derek White. The starting 5 back out there with White, Shireman, Queta, Hauser, and Brown. 9 to shoot, Hauser on the outside. Celtics just 8 of 18 from 3 in that first half. That one's blocked by Ayton on the outside. James, Reeves, Doncic, Ayton, and Marcus Smart. Ayton and Smart each with 3 personal fouls in the first 2 quarters. Reeves, kick, Smart, corner 3. Way too strong. There's Brown going the other way. Lakers trying to find something to give the crowd a reason to get into it. They were involved at halftime during the Pat Riley ceremony as White misfires on the pull-up. James trailing the play. Jab, jumper. Ayton with a fight, but he's over the top on a foul.
Moving the ball offensively. He said we're playing through traffic. We're playing with 2 on the ball. We have guys open on the perimeter. We've got to get it to him.
Let's see if they can follow through. There's a stop, but an offensive rebound. Brown on the reload. Bottom, a 3.
And he's not going to get many clean opportunities like that, but you have to take advantage. Good defense on the first possession by Reeves, but Brown gets a second opportunity and knock it down.
Brown now up to 16 points to lead the way for Boston.
Not shooting the ball great. Only 4 of 14 from the field, but he does have 10 free throw attempts.
Largest lead for the Celtics here. James trying to get it back, and does.
And with that 3, needs only 4 more to be only the 2nd Laker in history to hit that many threes, over 1,000 threes. To the great Kobe Bryant.
This is game 1600.
That's crazy. He got so many records. So many records.
That feel untouchable.
Right. And he keeps adding to it.
3 to shoot. Shireman, the force. Off the heel, rebound Reeves. Doncic looking to push. Shireman steps up, skip it. Smart, drive. Now back down on White. Former teammate, clear the space. Ooh. Double clutch, had it rejected by Queta.
Got Queta or White or both. You know that Derek White, the best blocking guard in the game here, may have gotten a piece of that.
Well, you know the Pat ain't no fun if...
Yes. Yeah, go ahead and finish that.
No, we're in LA. I'm going to be.
Respect. Step away, White's got it. Rattles one home in the mid-range, and the Celtics just feel like they have it in control right now. Early stages of this 3rd quarter. Bounce, James.
Good hands by White.
White and Queta causing havoc on the inside. It's Brown. Doncic got the stop.
And that's where Brown put a pass to the corner right there. He's too good, and he's in such a flow with his game, he doesn't have to force anything.
Smart back to Doncic. Pump. 3 ball. Full top. So Luka has 21 points. Nobody else with more than 9. That's James and Reeves.
What's been more impressive by the Lakers is they're staying even from that 3-point line with the Celtics.
Celtics 9 of 20, Lakers 9 of 19.
That was the key when Dallas played Boston years ago. Mazzulla had that. Let Luka go off, control everybody else.
Strip taken away from Brown.
4 minutes gone in the 3rd. Entry pass. James with position.
Too big.
11 now for LeBron. 4 assists for Marcus Smart.
is only a 7-point game. It feels like it's a 15-point game. The Lakers are right there.
They change their defense up to go zone.
And it ends with a rebound for Ayton. 4 on 5, but Luka late to recover. James doesn't care. And a block by Queta. Recovered by Ayton. Playing with 4 fouls. He goes right to work. Looks like Queta went through the basket. They're not going to call the goaltend. Back the other way. Here comes Brown in transition. And he finishes plus the foul.
Wow.
Smart continuing to plead his case with Pat Frayer.
And this is the small.
Oh, Joe, you just said we're going to do it like we're just outside in the park. No chain nets, though.
Oh, listen, nothing better than a chain net.
Oh, my God.
Nothing worse than a no net. Well, double rim.
To me, that's 2 that they've missed.
And that's
To me, they come down and do
11, nearly 5 minutes into the third. Pump, drive, smart, float game. And rolls off. Ayton's been battling. And Hauser out of bounds.
Nice.
He was out. Now, these 3 technical fouls. Oh, the pump for Doncic, but he can't finish. Luka now 7 of 16, just a little bit out of rhythm. Brown looking to attack. Offensive foul.
Great anticipation defensively there by Luka.
And a timeout's going to be called by J.J. Redick, trying to restore order on net. If the ball's not contacted and the contact to the rim doesn't cause the ball to make an unnatural bounce, by rule, that's a legal play, which is what they ruled on the floor as James lays it in out of the timeout.
But he moved the rim, though.
That was,
right?
Yes, that's what, at least live, that's what it looked like, and that's why the Lakers, and even with JJ as he was driving the net, that's looked like exactly what he was arguing.
Yeah, that should be basket interference, I would think.
But more than anything.
Coming from a score right here in Jamal.
I want the
Anything.
Of course I do. 3 points.
Pritchard again for 3.
Pritchard is on a heater. It's almost like special teams with him. You know, when he, like Devin Heft used to do, when you kicked it to him, you knew something special was going to happen.
It just feels like he's back home, coming off the bench. 6th man of the year showing off again as Doncic shows off the feathery touch.
But he's playing starter minutes, though.
Yes, he is.
But that was his biggest message when he was asked about the difference. He said, as long as I'm closing the games and playing the bulk of the minutes that I normally was, I don't really care if I'm there to start it or not. Brown loses the ball, no foul called. 5 on 4 if the Lakers hurry here.
Now, if you're Brown, you got to get back into play. We talked about that with Luka.
James with a chance for 3.
And this is a moment of truth for the Lakers. They can make a stand right here, put a good run together. Moments of truth always present themselves at different points. Here's one where the game can go either way.
Feels especially important for the Lakers. They're 25-0 when leading after 3, but just 8 and 21 when trailing. Pritchard with a big arm. Brown, jab, fend off. Brown got the bucket.
And may have gotten away with an offensive foul. Pushing off on Reeves.
Yeah, that was a push-off. No doubt. No doubt about it. That was a push-off.
Approaching 5 minutes to play in the third. Off the screen. Reeves attacks on Vucevic. Outside, it's James who loads it up. He can't hit the 3. Pritchard has come off the bench, poured in 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Outside, it's Hauser's 3. Off the heel, up high, rebound, ends up Shireman. Pritchard will load it up and buries a triple.
And that ball moved 5 times, 5 passes in about 5 seconds for Peyton Pritchard, West Lynn's finest. Knocked down the 3.
Let's just put it this way. If you didn't know, now you know.
Baby, baby.
8 to shoot for Doncic on the pull. Doncic comes up a little bit gingerly after missing that jumper. Pritchard's feeling it.
Heat check right here.
But he got a matchup he should take advantage of.
Step back, Pritchard.
Just missed it.
He's on the road and this place would have went crazy.
They would have lost it if he made that one.
12-point game. James attacks on Shireman. Lost towards the rim. Ayton comes down. Vucevic is there. Ayton can't score. Celtics looking to push. It's Brown coast to coast, and he's fouled. Ayton topples over, and Brown will get 2.
Oh, look at this.
Hey.
How does that happen? How do you fall asleep on a side out?
Luka trying to drive on Shireman, gets his hip pass, and then comes up short. Good help by Vucevic.
And last line of defense, Luka wasn't ready for.
And a foul on Doncic.
Austin know that was the legend of Diane Cannon. Did he know her resume?
I was told I'm supposed to be a better teammate, so I'm going to plead the...
Hey, and Lionel Richie didn't come pay respect to me. He came pay respect to Red. He didn't know who I was.
Reggie and Jamal.
Those 80 concerts, they hit hard. Those 80 concerts hit hard back in the day.
Now, Magic, he came both of us know it. Magic
right.
gave him good show load to both of us.
That's very right. This was the game as we begin this fourth quarter. LeBron James, 7 of 17. Doncic, 8 of 20. Reeves, just 2 for 7 so far in this game. Can they get him rolling here? Off the pump and drive. And that will help.
On cue.
Sometimes that's all it needs as a shooter or scorer to get going. Straight line drive. Find that rhythm. Now a zone for the Lakers.
Remember, Ayton, 4 fouls is on the bench.
Too easy.
Right in the middle of that zone. The buster.
Pritchard now up to 6 assists to go along with his 19.
Reeves dance. And he's hit by Hauser. That's a great question.
You put up the Chappelle Show skit on him?
Yeah, I did. Wow. Behind the back bounce. Hachimura can't hit the 3. Rich James. Don't finish it. Don't finish it.
No.
You get deep into that story real quick. Hauser. No. Big side rebound. White just bounce it off of James. Pritchard looking to attack on Hachimura. What an array of moves for Peyton Pritchard, but Hachimura stayed in front. Hauser short. Rebound Reeves. Lob it inside for James. Again with position on Pritchard.
LeBron runs the lane like a tight end. Throw it up. He can carve out the space he needs to make the catch and finish.
11-point game. Nearly 2 minutes gone in the fourth. Vucevic missed it. James corrals. It'll be in the hands of Reeves, whose parents both played point guard, grew up understanding the position, but he can score with the best of them. Bounce it inside. Hachimura, the patience. And finish. Using the offhand to get it. Usually better off doing exactly that. Currently, it's the all-time leading scorer, LeBron James, staying on the floor. He's got 18 so far tonight. Trying to will his team back, and Vucevic lost it. Another turnover. Reeves in transition. On the attack. Stop, bounce, Smart, 3-ball. 0 for 5 for Marcus Smart against the Celtics. Just his second appearance against his former team, where he played 581 career regular season games, of course, countless playoff moments, including a trip to the finals. Pritchard, couple of crosses, goes right to the body of Arabia and spins away for 2 more.
Dude is cold-blooded.
He's cold. He's cold. He hires different people in the summer to just play defense on him, overseas guys. And he pays them so he can start getting different rhythms of how to play, and you can see his pace coming to play today.
Reeves, no. Pritchard now 20 or more in 6 of his last 7 games coming off the bench. He's looking for more here.
And this is the stretch where he can take over offensively with Brown on the bench. Look at this.
Right to work, and he's got 2. Peyton Pritchard.
They can't guard him.
He is too pure tonight.
He's going for another 6th man of the year.
23
Now,
in 29 minutes.
If he comes off the bench the rest of the year, will he be 6-man eligible?
No. He has already started 48 games this year.
Yeah, so he'll miss it this year.
He's thinking, come on, Mazzulla, you costing me. I'm trying to catch Jamal Crawford, and you costing me bread.
Trying to catch me and Lou Will.
Heat check coming. And he's fouled.
Look at that. Right into the tee. Great touch once he gets into the paint.
Take a look at the upcoming national team as we check in with Zor.
Well, guys, the numbers show Peyton Pritchard is one of those efficient guys in the league when it comes to drive to the basket. 63% from the field on those actions, and he told me it's a part of his game that he continues to work on, learning different ways to create space. And Joe Mazzulla said he's so effective in those situations because he goes off of 2 feet. It allows him to make decisions and keep his balance.
And we've seen just continued growth in so many areas. He's really focused on becoming a better defender as well, but offensively, it just feels like he has no weaknesses as he airmails that pass for Keita. 0 for 7 and 0 for 5 from 3 for Marcus Smart against his longtime former team. Jaylen Brown will check in next dead ball. Reeves off the screen. Short roll. James spin. Missed it. James rebound and put back.
Well, if the Lakers are going to make a run and push into this game, it's got to start now, but it's going to have to be at this end of the floor.
And also get Reeves involved. I think even if he's not shooting, if he's just ball handling and making responsibility plays, it gets him in a rhythm and flow.
A foul away from the ball, or will it be?
His head was at the rim.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
Brown fend off and bucket.
Fresh body, Brown.
Timeout, LA. Celtics in control.
Which includes 85, 87, and 2010. As Zora told us, that 85 title is the one Pat Riley is most proud of and felt like was the most challenging to get because of who they
were in the 80s watching this rivalry and patterning my game after Larry Legend.
Which then had to be cool to actually get to play for him.
Yes.
The full circle. On the fade, Brown comes up short. Rebound nearly saved, going the other way.
Shireman, but if he can frustrate and make things a little bit tougher and keep him out of rhythm, he's done his job. And that's what he's done so far.
There's still enough time here. We've got a little over 6 minutes left, and with the firepower that Luka and Austin Reeves can bring, they can get back in it.
You just don't see this team at 79 points midway through the fourth quarter often, and you certainly do not see that from Luka Donic.
Wow. He's been out of rhythm, fellas. I'm telling you, Shireman has been aggressive defensively the whole time.
Brown cut off by LaRavia.
Trying to fend off. It's an offensive foul.
They finally called it.
Doncic off the screen. Doncic all the way. The Celtics have completely taken any bit of crowd out of Crypto.com arena. It's a 13-point game with 5.5 to play. When the Lakers lose, they have lost big this year. Only 3 losses out of their 21 have been by less than 10 points.
Pritchard on the cut. Double comes. Doesn't matter for this guy. Peyton Pritchard is clicking on all cylinders.
And him and Brown combined for 53 points and 14 assists. They've been in total control of the pace and how this game is going.
Pritchard has scored or assisted on every point this quarter.
It's Kennard. Missed it.
White looking to push. Brown trailing the play.
Brown got the bump and the bucket. A chance for 3 for Jaylen.
Growth of his game is gone. Right now, up to 29 points, but then he has 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Taking the challenge on defense, and he's just left his will in this game.
Well, Jamal, let me ask you a question. Has the MVP conversation changed a little bit over the last 3 weeks?
Meanwhile, Reeves just got a shot to the midsection as this one's going to be out of bounds.
There as well for the Detroit Pistons. I think Brown and Cunningham, those 2 names should definitely be discussed more for the MVP as opposed to just going with Shea and Jokic.
Speaking of, JB, 4-3.
And now the Celtics fans starting to work their way down, too, closer to the court.
Reeves shields and scores. It was a 7-0 run that gave Boston its largest lead before that bucket. Well, this is a Laker team that on the season averages 116.2 points per game. And they're down at 83 with 3:45 to play. The Celtics are second in the NBA in points allowed per game. Again, Brown a little strong.
He shot that one like a drill. He just wanted to get to a spot and elevate.
He's really feeling it. It's his 28 30-point game this season. He had 9 all of last year. It's been this guy's night, though.
Oh, no. Peyton Pritchard! He is cold!
Put some net respect on this man's name.
Rich, what he
Has 30 points on 13 shots off the bench. Lakers have cleared their bench, and Kennard puts 2 more on the board. He's out there with Connect, Kleba, Laravia, and Kobe Buffkin, the former first-round pick for Atlanta.
Missoula needs to do the same thing. You still have 2 more games on this West Coast trip here. Started with the bang versus Golden State. You've come down here and smacked your arch rivals in the Lakers. Conserve the energy.
Jarman bounce, and Keita is fouled by Laravia. See how much longer until Missoula does. And Philadelphia. This is what you expect when you get lost.
Doesn't matter the names on the back of the jerseys, but when you see purple and gold and green and white, you know you're in for a battle.
Buffkin floats and puts through off the screen. These are always important minutes with 2.5 minutes to play for guys like Kobe Buffkin, continuing to try to prove his livelihood in the NBA. Playing with a guy like Dalton Connect in year 2 after drafted in the first round last season by the Lakers. Pritchard wants more to add to his 30. Lob it towards the rim, and Keita does the rest. A rim rocker by the big man.
What a great 2-man game right there. 8 assists now for Pritchard to go along with those 30 points.
Amari Williams, Luka Garza, Harper will all hop off the bench, rip off their warm-up. Peyton Pritchard, by the way, 11 points and 3 assists in this 4th quarter.
How about this? 10 of 13 from the field. 30 points on 13 field goal attempts. Talk about efficiency.
That'll be good for his effective field goal percentage. Now he'll drive on Laravia. Again for Gart, making Keita on the dream shake, but he left it a little strong. Well, for the Lakers, likely going to drop to 34 and 22 before rounding out this long homestand with Orlando as Kleba gets fouled with 1:26 remaining. McHale does that, and it kind of flips the switch for the Celtics, changes what the outcome of that series.
risk, he'll organize and make sure you finish the game the right way. But I was watching that Rambis foul. That would have been like a flagrant 6.
I don't know what it would be now.
Oh, you would be suspended for a whole year.
For sure. I just don't know how he didn't completely shatter whatever he was wearing eyewear-wise. There's no way that the equipment was good enough back then.
Superman glasses, that's not going to shatter.
There's no chance the equipment. There's no chance the equipment was that good that nothing happened to the glasses. You can't tell me otherwise. Pritchard, no. Final 50 seconds here from LA. Peyton Pritchard with 30 off the bench by himself. The Lakers with 25 off the bench as a team. The bench along with Vucevic. The Celtics feel like they've got that punch to really round out their offensive attack in their second unit. Around the horn, Harper's getting more minutes of late, and he's showing again the confidence. Ron Harper Jr. puts the cherry on top. 111-89. We'll see if the Lakers will get one more shot off, or more than likely just dribble it out.